It is not a big news flash, right? Tens of millions of us are facing sweltering temperatures in what's being called the hottest week for the planet on record. Average temperatures around the world have reached all-time highs. Tina Kraus shares a reason why.
A record summer sizzle is gripping the globe.
It is hot and it's very draining.
Climate scientists say July 4th was Earth's hottest day on record. Even with half the planet experiencing winter right now, the average temperature climbed to nearly 63 degrees, and it's not falling.
We're going to continue to break records as climate change continues until that point where emissions and greenhouse gases are no longer accumulating in the atmosphere.
Experts say the climate crisis, combined with an El Nino weather pattern warming temperatures in the Pacific, is pushing new world records.
So all the numbers are suggesting that we're going in the wrong direction when it comes to the heat, the intensity of the heat, and how prolonged it is.
Millions of Americans trying to beat the heat aren't alone. China has seen 10 days of temperatures above 95 degrees, the longest streak since 1961. Here in the UK, last month was the hottest on record, and despite some recent rain, more scorching temperatures are in the forecast.
Well, they're going to keep rising until we stop emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere.
Scientists have warned for months 2023 could see record heat as fossil fuels like coal, natural gas, and oil keep warming the atmosphere. And while many can find relief from the rising temperatures, experts say the planet cannot keep coping forever.
And of course, we're not immune to that hot weather here in the Triad. We've had some of the hottest temperatures in this year so far this past week.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, the headline for us was a lot of the year we weren't getting super hot. We had some cooler weather back in May and June that we all remember.
Right.
But that just kind of puts it into perspective that the Triad is not the globe. This is not what's happening everywhere. And the globe really has been quite hot, of course, throughout the last couple of weeks. I want to show you what we have currently across our area. It honestly depends on where you are. 70s versus 80s. And that's all, of course, related to thunderstorms, which we continue to see. Reedsville, you obviously have not gotten any of that storm activity. It's 91 degrees. It's 94 up in Caswell County for you in Yanceyville. Pop-up storms do continue right now, but as we continue to track them, we're noticing they aren't lasting very long. So if you do get one, it'll pulse and do its thing for probably about an hour and then start to fizzle out and move farther off to the south. We're seeing this just to the east of Kernersville, not too far from Colfax, right on the Guilford County, Forsyth County line. Farther south we go, the storms are packing a bit more of a punch, right as we said, along I-85, not too far from High Rock Lake. That's where that storm is. The humidity truly is all you can handle right now. It's off the charts, very sticky and tropical feel, and that's why we're popping those storms. We will continue to do that more so over the weekend.
Of course, while you try to stay cool, are those tried and true methods that you've always turned to really getting the job done? Brandon Lewis looks into how to stay cool without breaking the bank.
Many Verify viewers reached out with questions about ways they've heard to beat the heat. So we looked into whether they actually work. First up, will closing your blinds help keep your home cooler? So let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Department of Energy and Lowe's. When sunlight hits double pane windows with the blinds open, the DOE says about 76% of it turns into heat. You can help lower that number by closing the blinds. Lowe's recommends using a white blind or shade because it will help deflect more heat. The DOE says the exact percentage saved also depends on the material of your blinds. For example, an insulated shade could reduce unwanted heat by up to 60%, while using just a white curtain will help reduce the heat by a third. So, yes, closing your blinds will help keep your home cooler. All right, next up is a question I frequently ask myself when heading to work. Does turning off the AC at home when I leave for the day save money? Admittedly, the answer to this question has a lot of variables, like where you live and how hot it is outside. Generally, our energy experts recommend leaving the air on during the day. Just turn it up a few degrees. Duke Energy explains you'll use less energy keeping your home at a modest temperature throughout the day, rather than blasting the AC when you get home to try and cool the house. Nebraska's Southwest Public Power District notes turning off your AC could cause your refrigerator to work extra hard to keep food cold, which would negate any savings from turning off the air. Plus, humidity levels may increase, leading to mold, mildew, and causing damage to electronics. So, no, in general, turning off the AC when leaving for the day does not save money. This brings us to our final question about staying cool. So let's verify. Is there a right temperature to maximize savings? The DOE and Energy Star say setting the AC to 78 degrees is the ideal temperature to maximize savings when you're home. This is about 10% cheaper than setting it at 74 degrees. If you live in an especially warm area, then HVAC technicians recommend setting your AC 20 degrees cooler than the outdoor temperature to avoid straining your air conditioning. So, yes, there is a right temperature to maximize savings.
All right, so people in Greensboro were taking advantage of the splash pads this week, trying to cool off.
We wanted to do something fun that would be entertaining for them. And we knew that there was water and that there was play over here. And we knew that was going to meet all our needs. So water to cool off, play to get energy out, and then back in the water to stay cool.
All right, that's a smart grandma. Doctors recommend planning ahead if you know you're going to be in the heat. Pre-hydrate, of course. Plan to hydrate while outside and schedule breaks. That's a good way to prepare. When you are outside, you need to look for warning signs for those that you're with. Cramps, nausea, dizziness. If that happens, you need to get them to a cool place and have lots of water and electrolytes.
If they are experiencing mental status changes, they're not able to walk properly, obviously having seizures or any other thing that you would call 911 for, do so, call for help, and then stay with the individual so that they're protected.
All right, we have to say this every year, but do not leave your kids in the car, even for a small amount of time while you're running errands. Temperatures can heat up to dangerous levels fast, even when you have the windows cracked and you're parked in the shade. So no kids left in the car while running errands, no dogs left in the car either. A K-9 officer from Rowan County Sheriff's Department died from heat exhaustion in April. They say it happened while his handler was out of town. A family member placed the K-9 named Cantor in the handler's patrol car with the car and the air conditioner turned on. This was to calm him down while he was gone. Well, the family member left Cantor outside in the car by himself, and the sheriff's office says the car's engine shut off. When another family member finally returned home, they find that Cantor had died in that hot car. The Rowan County Sheriff said in a statement, the RCSO can replace Cantor, but the handler and his family will forever have the loss and the void of companionship and devotion. We here at the RCSO have taken steps and made policy changes to help avoid these tragic accidents in the future. We'll be right back.